Oh, right. Yeah. Um, this come from comments, and they said you do Howard Stern. No, Artie versus Howard Stern, the bro fight. Yeah, I looked for that, and this was. I found this, but it's got like loads of parts, so I don't know. Basically, I don't know because there's loads of Artie versus everybody. We done Artie 30 versus Beetlejuice, but yeah, I'm guessing this. Well, it says the bro fight, but part one, I don't know if it'll like, do you know what I mean? Only be like, yeah, a, a bit of it or whatever. I don't know, but I think there's like 5 parts to it or something. But yeah, whatever this is, I think this is the right one anyway. But yeah, Artie versus Howard, the bro fight. Let's go.
Scott the Pace impressions, they just crack me up down here in the South. It's got that good Southern drawl. just wanted to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl and Artie's thoughts also, since he's a big football
I'm not even
fan.
going to watch the Super Bowl. I've already decided.
Really?
You care?
I don't care. And it's like, I haven't watched football all season, and I'm way into chess, so I'd rather play a game of chess if I have some free time.
You can't play chess and watch the football game.
no
You don't
way.
multitask like that?
I don't even let Beth in the room when I'm playing chess. It annoys
Really?
me. Yeah, because I say, Beth, I can't concentrate when you're in the room. I got to
Wow.
have complete silence. I'm not that good. I got to really think. And there's a clock running when you play. You know, you only have a certain amount of time.
I know you want to play chess, but you can't play chess all day and then at 6:22 watch. the
We'll
Super Bowl?
see. We'll see. Maybe I will watch.
Especially since your wife is so invested in it, you know, because she's such a
Yeah.
Pittsburgh fan.
She's invested in me.
If you told her you didn't want to watch Super Bowl, would she not watch it?
No, she'd watch it on her own.
It is. It's on so late, though.
That's the problem with the game.
I'm having a
It's
Super Bowl
ridiculous.
party, and I told everybody they have to leave after Bruce performs. I'm serious.
Yeah, well, then why
That's
would
what
I go?
it is with us.
But why would I go to your Super Bowl party
Well,
if I
'cause
have to
you're-
leave in the middle of the game?
Yeah, because it's just my neighbors that live across the street.
Oh, okay.
Like, I didn't invite anybody from far
Yeah,
away. but
Artie, Gary's got the home theater experience now, so he's like
His
now
man
inviting
cave,
everyone
yeah.
over.
yeah, like every minute.
Yeah.
I saw your man cave.
No, I got a theater.
How many seats are in the theater?
8 seats and 3 stools.
You got to sit on a stool for the Super Bowl?
No, you can do whatever you want.
There's a stool in the theater? Never heard of that.
It's 2 rows.
Yeah.
You know, it goes up, and then the back row there's like a bar, like a piece of granite, and there's stools. They're very comfortable stools. I
Why
sat
is there a
in them.
bar in a home theater?
It's not a bar. It's like a
A ledge?
yeah,
Why
like a
don't, you
piece.
why don't you put a couch or something on the back?
Because I built the one I wanted, not
But
the
is
one
it-
you want.
No, but isn't it more comfortable? Don't get defensive.
no,
but
I'm saying there's
the
8
whole-
seats.
wait a
That's what I
second.
wanted.
The whole excitement of a home theater is that you're in a comfortable chair.
Right, but you can also sit back there and you can have drinks and you can eat, and you know that's the experience that I wanted.
Wow, that's a fucked up experience, dude. That's
Well, because it's
douchey.
not yours.
No, it's
How
not
could
a
it be any
theater.
good?
It's
So
not
wait
a
a minute.
theater.
You
And
have
of
a
course,
theater?
it's a fucking theater.
You want to eat? Go in your kitchen.
Right,
And
that's
the-
what you would do because you, God
Or
forbid,
eat in
anybody
the chair,
spill a crumb.
or like no, eat in the chair in a nice,
Howard,
comfortable
Howard,
couch.
Howard.
So
Howard,
dumb.
exactly.
It's goddamn stupid.
Why do you care what's in his
Exactly.
Stupid.
No, because
Oh,
it's not what
stop
you
it.
think.
It's stupid.
Exactly.
Listen to
it
this, Artie. He put a fucking slab of granite. This is so Baba Booey. He put stools and a slab of granite in his theater.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Yeah,
You'll
it
never
is.
find another one like it.
Because no one would do that.
Of course
Even the
the
fucking
people would
theater
do
guy
it.
probably was like, look at this asshole.
Actually,
Actually, the theater guy thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
went to a movie theater where there
Yeah.
were stools and high chairs like in a bar.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
left.
I wouldn't go there.
They serve food.
Well, then
If I had
fuck
to
you.
sit-
You're not invited.
If I had to sit in a stool, I wouldn't sit there.
well, then you'd
Who
have to
chooses
sit
to
at one
sit
of the
for
tables.
hours on a stool in a movie
First of
theater?
all, it's incredibly comfortable. The stools,
Yeah.
they're not.
Is there a
they're
back on 'em?
High back leather
Yeah.
chairs. I sat in them for the other week, and they're very comfortable.
You sat instead of sitting in the comfortable chair. You
well,
sat
because
in
I had
the
a bunch
stool.
of people over. This is the whole thing. This is another one.
So you couldn't even get the good chair.
My wife is like, well, we invited people over. I'm like, fuck them. Let them sit in
Now
the
listen,
stool.
I'll tell you why I'm right and he's
All
wrong.
right, now you are right.
Yeah,
But it was
I'm gonna
fine.
still
Gary
agree with
goes,
you then.
shit, I want to sit in my comfortable chair. And his wife goes, no, and rightly so. She goes, well, our guests should get the comfortable chair. You sit in the shitty chair.
Right.
But-
Why should there be a shitty chair in
But
the
you didn't
fucking
ask me
theater?
the end of the
Now
story.
you're
You didn't ask the end of the
What's the
story.
end of the story?
It turned out it was very comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah,
But you
why?
weren't sure.
Now I know.
Yeah. All right, so from now on, in your theater, even
Yeah.
when it's empty, I want you to sit in the stool.
Do you think people in the audience are annoyed that we're comparing our home theaters?
No,
and
I'm not
complaining?
comparing any home. I'm saying you put in a home theater, and you put in stools. That's stupid.
But if I
gotta
only
say,
put in stools.
At first, I didn't think it was that bad, but I would be bummed if I had the stool.
Absolutely.
But
Now
especially for
that
Super Bowl?
Howard says that he doesn't want to sit in
But
the
you guys,
stool.
here's the
He
guys.
put it in his
You're missing
theater.
the point. You're all missing. Here's the point.
I guarantee you he rips out those stools
No,
and
you-
puts in a couch.
Here's the point.
Imagine a nice, comfy.
You
know
wanna
when we
just
go-
fucking talk?
You know when we go to screening rooms?
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough a couple of times to be asked by movie studios to see a movie ahead of time because they wanted us to, they were a sponsor or whatever.
That Sony one where we saw the first Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you go over to Sony, or even better, it was Paramount had one. We'd go in the building, and then you'd have these incredibly comfortable leather couches
Yes, it
and
was
chairs.
great.
And you'd have
That's what I
phones
have.
by 'em.
Unbelievably comfortable leather chairs. Unbelievably comfortable.
Yeah.
But you can't sit in
That
them.
go all the
When
way
you have
back.
company.
But guess
Of course
what?
I could sit in
Your
it.
You
neighbor's
have
sitting
company,
them.
you can't.
Dude,
On
it's
Super Bowl,
rare.
where are you going to be sitting?
It's rare.
You're going to be in a
He's
stool.
gonna
Everybody's
in a
going to be moving
stool.
around, actually.
Okay.
Everybody's
We'll see.
going to be moving around.
I wouldn't.
But I
I'd grab
also-
my good chair.
I
But
also
nobody's
don't
gonna-
understand why you have a man cave. That's where you're supposed to watch Super Bowl. No, you're watching it in the theater.
Yeah, that would be dumb to watch it on a 130-inch screen, Robin. I agree.
No, I think it's great, but I just think the chair thing is
Wait,
dumb.
everybody's got a fucking
Man
opinion.
cave
I'd watch
is
it in
where
the
you
theater.
play pool
It's
and
gonna-
you watch the
Robin,
game
wait,
and
okay,
you watch
it's going to be on in every room.
I'm
Go
just
watch it wherever
telling
the
you.
fuck you want, except for you. Don't come to my fucking house.
Gary, I'm just saying. I guarantee that in the future, you rip that out.
You're
and put
wrong.
a couch in.
You're wrong. We
Okay.
love it. We've been there. We love it. We put some food up there. People go back and
Well,
have
then
food.
you sit in that. You sit at that little marble.
I haven't.
table.
It's not, and it's fine.
But I don't want you sitting in the comfortable chairs anymore.
I could do it.
No.
Because
From now
you
on,
put
sit in the
stools
stool.
in.
It's a rarity that it's full.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So you're sitting in the stools for Super Bowl.
I don't know where. I'm throwing a party, so I'll be moving all around. I'll
How
be in the
many
man
chairs
cave.
are there?
8.
8. Okay.
There's 8 chairs, but he could have 12 chairs.
Yeah.
Instead, he put in a
I don't know that I actually
a
don't-
fucking place for him to eat.
I actually don't know that we could have.
You know
fit.
what? I'm
You
looking
can't
at you.
eat in a
Again, you
chair?
can. Nobody
don't-
listens.
you
I don't know that
don't-
we
you
could
don't
have
need
fit
to
it
eat
all the
that
way
much.
back
Another place
there.
to eat is not necessary.
Yeah. I mean, how many places does he need to feed?
Well, it's not all about me, believe it or not. Sometimes you want to entertain people.
Judging by the size of you, it's about you. Food is getting very important in your life. All right. Hey, Matt. Hey, what's happening in Philadelphia?
Yo, Howard.
Hey, Matt.
Did you miss a couple of your therapy sessions, or
No, I was
have you
in
not been
therapy.
meditating lately?
I was in therapy
Why?
yesterday, and I meditated this morning.
But why is he asking?
All over Gary. There's nothing wrong with Gary's setup.
Yeah,
Give him
it's
a
just.
break. I'm all about. I love when you rip on Gary, but man, you're like violently angry at him. For
I'm
his,
not angry. It's just he always does things wrong.
Well, when Howard explained,
To be fair, at first, I did agree with the other guy when he said, "Why do you care?" But then when it kind of got fully explained, that would bug me as well. Because why would you put in stalls? Like he said, you're going to watch a film. To watch a film, you've got to sit comfortably for, like you said, hours. You don't want to do that in the stall, no matter how comfy the stall is. It's not comfy for 3 hours. So I'm fully on, Howard's side.
that I was on your side. But then when Gary said he was upset in his own home because he couldn't sit in one of the comfortable seats, I was like, well, then Howard's right.
Yeah, you see, Matt, I know what you're saying, but Gary won't be honest about it. But you have to really listen carefully to Gary.
I am honest about it. I designed it and I enjoy it.
You have to really listen. Of course you designed it, but you did the wrong thing. You have to really listen to Gary. And Robin hit it on the head. As soon as I start, sort of tweaking him,
Yeah, probing him.
he goes, yeah, and the other day, we had a lot of people over, and Mary said I had to be a gentleman and take the back seats. And I was upset. Now, I mean,
Actually, you said, fuck them. Let them sit in the
Right,
uncomfortable.
right.
I mean, so Matt,
Yeah,
am I
yeah.
really wrong? I mean, okay,
What happened, Howard? What happened? What's the end
you
of
said the
story?
seat wasn't so bad, but
Right, the seat was actually very comfortable.
But
You
you would-
still don't prefer it.
you still are going to, I know when the theater's empty, you're going to sit in the good seats. I know it, Gary, and admit it.
So what's wrong? I don't understand your point. What's wrong with that? It's.
My point is that you should have put in 12 great seats.
Stop talking. 98% of the time, I'll sit in the seat that I like, and 2%.
Why should you be 100% of the time?
Why should there be any seats you don't
more
like
seats.
in your theater?
You know what? It turns out I don't not like any of them.
No, I guarantee you, as soon as you go in there and it's empty, you're going to sit in the good seat. Make
You're
every
never
seat
going to
good.
watch a whole movie on the stool when you're alone.
Admit it, you fucked it up.
You're never going to watch any part of the movie on a stool when you're alone.
I'm not admitting that. I like what I have.
No, you don't.
You know, he's
I
going to
think
like
you're
it now
crazy.
just to spite us.
No, he's going to change it.
Robin, I'm long past fighting you.
And I like that Gary, the guy who paid for the theater, has to like give up his good seat.
Right.
Probably the kids
Aw.
get the good seats. The kids aren't comfortable in those horrible stools back there, Gary. Do you mind sitting on the horrible stool?
You know, I have a very similar setup, but I guess it's kind of like an onion. As you peel the top couple layers off here and get deeper into the story, it does seem like it's yet another example of Gary getting kind of like shut out in the cold. And
Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's hysterical.
The setup in and of itself is kind of neat. I like it because I have like a bar, plus I have a little theater going. But yeah, I've never been shut out or
Right.
Yeah, you've never had to give up your comfortable seat.
Right. And you know what? Put the bar outside the theater.
Listen to him laugh.
Matt, if I had a home theater like Gary, what I would do is I'd put a little bar
Outside.
outside. That's where you'd want to drink and eat. And then I'd like for a movie. You mean Gary can't get through a movie for 2 hours without having a full meal at his table? I mean, what the fuck is that? You know what? Go upstairs and eat a meal.
Plus, a real comfortable chair. You could take something.
Yeah,
to
you
eat
could take a
in.
drink
Right,
and
and
a
you have a
popcorn.
little, as Howard said, a little kitchenette kind of thing right outside the theater where you have your stuff, so you don't have to go upstairs or
No,
something.
Gary needs
to
a
get
big
it.
counter so he can eat. God knows what he's eating
He
down
needs,
there.
yeah, he needs to lean over the food.
Mary, more to pasty. Yeah, both. I got 3 nice, uncomfortable chairs, which Mary makes me sitting when the company comes. But Gary, you could have had a nice, comfortable chair for yourself. Oh, it's not that bad. And plus, I got a big counter so I can eat. I go,
Yeah, what are you eating?
what are you eating? It's a 2-hour film, if at the most. What is he eating in there?
Yeah, you're gonna have a
Dude,
meal.
you know what?
What do you eat
I'm
in there?
laughing to even to I don't eat in there. It's for events just like the Super Bowl party, in the
Oh.
sense that people might want to bring food down and drinks and sit down in there, and they don't want to eat on their lap, and that's exactly what it's for. And you know what? I stand behind it.
All right. Well, you will be standing.
You'll stand right at
He'll be at that counter.
the counter. You probably won't even get a stool that day.
Maybe you can make a couch out of the counter. Put nice some pillows on there.
Again, I bet they're really comfortable stools, but I mean,
Right.
if you really got me full of truth serum, if I had the stool, I'd be disappointed.
Right. Imagine you go over to Gary's house now. Let's say he has 12 guys over to watch the game.
Right.
3 of you got to sit, at least 4 of you got to sit in stools.
Well, now you're sitting there thinking, I got to get downstairs and get a chair.
Yeah, like everybody's making a mad rush to the theater.
I got a better idea. Don't come.
No, but do you realize what you set up down there? It's like everyone's like, oh shit, I'm in a stool.
It's like going to the
Like, let's say
theater, I gotta
Artie's
get a good
there,
seat.
and Artie's like, oh, fuck. Every other person's sitting on a nice, comfortable couch chair, and I'm in a stool.
Damn, I was late and I got a stool.
And
Why
when
would
you
you
look
set
like
that up?
when you're shaped like me nowadays, that ain't no fun.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, Gary's in the awkward thing, like, Artie, wait. Let me go talk to my neighbor. Maybe I can get him out of that chair, and you can switch chairs. I mean, it's like a nightmare what
I
you
don't
built.
invite you assholes anywhere near my neighbors.
now Gary's an usher. Excuse me.
Let me go see if I can arrange for you to get a more comfortable chair, Artie, because of your large son.
$20, you could sit on the couch.
Excuse me, my
Nightmare.
coworker is obese.
Yeah. Would you mind? Artie is more important in my life than you, and would you mind sitting in the shitty stool?
Artie's
And don't
having,
worry, you'll be closer to the big food over there.
Artie's having trouble breathing. At the-
He knows I'm right too, and it's killing him.
He's not going to admit it, though.
No, you just rip it out and just admit it, just once.
You can't believe the pain I'm feeling. How it's
Yeah,
killing.
of course.
he ain't ripping that out. No way.
Oh, no.
Oh, excuse me, you can sit here until Artie arrives, and then when Artie comes, you're gonna have to move to the stools. But don't worry, you'll be closer to all the food.
Artie
Yeah,
probably
now-
won't stay all night anyway, and you can have the couch back.
Now he's got to put up a reserve section for people he
You know
really
what's so
needs
great?
to
You know what's so
have the
great?
stools.
We talk every day. We talk about when there's no guests on the schedule, where will the wheel land? And
Yeah.
I just
And it landed on you.
Landed on your stool.
Last night, I'm looking at the schedule. I go, no people. God Almighty, who's getting fucked?
Let's
today?
take a poll, okay? Who agrees with me? I really want everyone to be honest, and I really do. Artie, you said now that
All
you
right,
thought
I'm
about
gonna
it.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Don't you think you should at least see it? Before
No,
you make a judgment on it?
You told us we couldn't come.
You told us that the chair. That's right. That's number one. And number two, you told us that the chair was somewhat lesser than the couch chairs. You said
Somewhat lesser.
Okay, fine. Why should you have somewhat lesser, Artie? Do you agree with me on any level?
Listen to me. And I'm gonna be dead honest with you. At first, when you were giving Gary shit, I was like, you're being harsh on him. But when Gary said 3 stools, my mind went to, that sounds awful.
Right.
To sit on a stool to watch a movie or a game.
All right.
I mean, I'm
That's
being dead
one.
honest with you.
That's one vote.
I would be disappointed in the stool,
Thank
so
you.
I'd say I have to agree with you.
All right, so that's one vote.
Gary admitted he would be disappointed.
I agree with
All right.
Robin,
Yes.
I want you to be honest.
That's I said exactly what Artie just said. I think that, yeah, at first you're like, kind of, it's a bit of something over nothing, but then you are like, and he said, his wife said, let them have, and it's like, why would you have the uncomfortable stalls unless you've got I don't know. If they're taking up room, why wouldn't you just have a lot of comfortable chairs?
What do you think?
Gary convinced me that you were right.
Okay.
When he said, I was upset because the neighbors were coming and I had to sit on a stool.
Fine. Fred.
That is a very compelling argument. I'm going with Robin on that.
All right. Is there anyone, Benji or anyone, who wants to step forward and defend Gary's decision? No one ever heard of it.
I didn't even hear a
I don't see
footstep.
anybody stepping forward.
I didn't hear one
Benji's
footstep.
right here. He's
You
not
closed the
piping
voting
up.
before you can even have
I don't
any.
know who else would step. Okay,
course.
let's wait.
Well, I did want to say.
Yeah.
Even if it offends me.
For Howard's argument, could you have the bar and still have comfortable chairs?
I do have a bar and comfortable
No,
chairs.
could
That's the
you
whole point.
could you have more comfortable
No,
chairs?
I didn't have enough room to do everything.
No, you can't do everything. You got to make a decision. First of all, there's no home theater. I bet you his is the only home theater in the country that has that.
I don't think I've
Then
ever
to
seen...
have both, I would agree with Gary.
What?
No.
I think it's worth having the bar in the room.
Okay.
I mean, you have
You're
to
such
see
a
the you have
douchebag,
to see the
Benji.
setup.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, because he doesn't
I'm
agree
so
with you.
tired of you.
Because he doesn't agree with you. But you hate anybody that doesn't agree with
Because
you.
he wants to be different. He knows I'm right.
He had a genuine opinion.
No, he's a douchebag.
Benji, which chair do you want to sit in when you go to Gary?
I wouldn't include him whether he agreed with you or me.
But
I
it's
just don't include him in anything.
Right. Because he didn't agree with you. He's a horrible human
wait a
being.
minute.
Even his analysis is dumb.
Benji, where do you want to sit in the theater?
I want to sit at the bar. Go ahead, Benji. Say it, you
if
retard.
I'm eating,
No. Where do you want to sit to watch a movie?
Definitely a comfortable chair.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, good. That's what's done in the theater. You watch movies. You don't eat. You can eat in your chair and have a little popcorn.
There's 100 places to
could
eat
even-
in a house.
Yeah, the idea is to sit in this really amazing, comfortable chair. Benji, you're not even agreeing with yourself. Get the fuck out of here for once, asshole.
How
You're
often
such
are
an
you-
asshole.
and you have to
You're just
send
an
someone to
asshole.
another room
You got to
to
hear
eat.
this fucking idiot. This Benji, he was on the wrap-up show. I forgot to
Yes.
play this.
The wheel is moving.
Goddamn douchebag. Don't worry, I'll get back on
Aren't you
you.
glad?
I'm going to get back on you in a minute. I invited Benji to dinner.
Pass right over me.
And I told you he was a half hour late. That
Yes.
fucking asshole. And I go, why are you late? So they got him on the wrap-up show, and Benji explains why he's late on the wrap-up show. And really, this is just mind-blowing. Let me see if I can find it, first of all. Here it is. Why Benji showed up a half hour late for dinner.
Pause it there a sec. I'm going to finish it tonight. But yeah, I just need to make some more coffee. Hold on, 2 secs. All right, yeah, let's carry on.
Howard said you're sort of on the fringe of the Fab Five, or whatever you want to call it. Wouldn't you take, great pains to make sure that you're there earlier, because you don't have that far to travel either?
Well, Howard had said it's at 7 p.m. and I thought about saying to him in advance, "Hey, do you mind if I get there like a half hour late?"
But why? Already, you're.
Yeah, why are you being fashionably late?
Why are you making trouble?
Because I like to sleep first during the day.
But see, you're off. And this isn't about Howard. I mean,
but I
hold on.
decided not to make a big deal about it and just try to get there as soon as
Some
I
of this is about Howard, but I'm going to take Howard out of the equation for a minute and say we all worked at IBM, and our big boss, who doesn't take us out very often, said, "I'd like to take you guys out for dinner." If you walked in 20 minutes late, it's as big an issue. It's sort of like it's rude, and it's, especially when it's your boss and it doesn't happen very often. And listen, I'm not saying I'm a goody two shoes, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Mary came in on the train and she had to have a choice of a train that got in at 6:15 or 6:45. The 6:45 train probably would have made us 5 minutes late. I'm like, there's no need for us to be late.
Right? Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Then you know how Howard...
It didn't go over like the big hit that I expected.
Well, you know how Howard is when it comes to stuff like that, too, in terms of punctuality.
I guess, like, to me, maybe, because I like Howard so much and like you guys so much, I just look at it as a casual dinner with friends. And when I'm
Did
going
you
out
really look at it as a... I mean, I wasn't nervous about dinner, but I know, like, Howard's putting this on. He's so precise about these things. You know that he hates lateness. You know that he wants everybody... He's mentioned to us several times, make sure you're dressed right. He's very precise about these things. He wants it to run a certain way, and you're aware of that. Now, I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but I'm saying you're aware of it.
See, I always think of if like there's a dinner more than like 4 people, you can be within like a half hour or so. Like that's
based on what?
I just think that I don't know.
But you just made that up.
Yeah, it's not in Miss Emily Post.
But I've never heard that from any. Like no. So like if it's more than if we're having 8 people at dinner, then you can be a half hour late.
Yeah.
First of all,
If they're 3, he has to come on time.
It's so retarded on so many levels. He goes, I was thinking of asking Howard if I could come at 7:30, and Gary goes, well, why?
Yeah.
And there's no reason why,
Yeah,
just to be
there's no
late.
reason.
Well, he actually had a
I made
reason.
dinner at 7 o'clock. And quite frankly, it's one thing if you have a dinner in your home and you're having a cocktail hour. This is a restaurant. People get there, they're
you
hungry.
make a reservation. The table is reserved for you for a certain amount of time.
I don't want to sit there and wait a half hour to order my food. I want to eat. And why would you be late anyway? Like, it's
What is his reason for needing another
Benji,
half hour?
if I had said dinner at 7:30, then he would have said, "Well, I'll come at 8."
I have to come at 8.
I'll come at 8. What if I said midnight? He'd say, "I'll be there at 12:30."
I'll be there next week.
But were you busy
Retarded.
doing something before the dinner?
No, he wasn't busy with anything. What is he busy with? He has nothing going on in his life.
Howard, he didn't start and get ready, if I'm not mistaken, until 6:15.
Yeah.
Which means he was planning to be late.
I was getting out of the shower and dressed and into a cab around that time.
Yeah, and I mean, and like, so Fred's rushing. Everyone's rushing to be on time because that's when we're eating. I was so pissed. I was just like sitting there going, listening to this shit. And I'm like, and then he says, well, there's a rule. If there's more than 4 people, you can show up within a half hour. And I'm like, well,
it's his rule, Benji's rule.
It's the Benji rule. And Benji doesn't get invited anywhere.
And Benji doesn't tell anybody his rules.
So, and then even
Because you
like with
could
the
have told
Gary
him
thing.
then the dinner was at 6:30.
Even with the Gary thing, he goes, yeah, I would like to sit in a comfortable chair, but I agree with Gary. It's just, everything's dumb.
It's
It's
contrary.
just, yeah, it's contrary.
He's
I knew it.
He's Mr. Contrary.
I knew he'd have to find a way to be
Right.
contrary.
He's the contrarian.
He's got to be the one who steps out.
You'd be so much more interesting if you gave a real opinion. Your mic's
shut up.
off. Shut the fuck up. I hate you.
I'm a
I don't like you.
I'm a
I don't like
libertarian.
you, Benji.
I'm fine. You don't
I
like
respect
me.
you
I'm a
for your talent, but I don't.
I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, he's a libertarian.
Dude,
No, you're an
And then he can't
asshole.
give his age.
I'm
I mean,
a
it's just like-
vegetarian.
what's your fucking problem?
my fucking problem is you.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
You had the
You're
same,
my
you
problem.
had these kind of problems before I was around.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Why
my
are you so
God.
upset?
If Benji told me he was at home working on a cure for cancer, maybe that'd be a legitimate
Right,
excuse. Like he was
yeah.
just on the
No,
verge of the
not
breakthrough.
cancer. I don't want to do cancer cure.
Yeah, right. I want
Just
to
as I
find.
was leaving, I got a brainstorm and I had to write it down because
No,
it's
but-
going to change the
But
world.
Benji would be inventing.
I'm making a magazine
cancer.
of women who have scoliosis.
You'd be inventing a way to give people cancer. I mean, really, what is your problem, dude? Ay, ay, ay.
I was
Guy's so
seated,
disturbing.
I was seated by 7:20.
7:20 is too late. We were waiting forever for you. That's
That's
all I
almost
can
like
say.
half
Benji, I will tell you
Be
this.
on
I'm not
time.
kidding. At 7:15, Howard turned to me and he goes, "Where the fuck is he?" I mean,
and I said, I will never invite him to another
You did
thing
say
again.
that.
I won't. I
All
won't.
right.
I will
That's
not invite you.
Dude, that's
You proved it to me. You don't want to be there. You're a waste
Every
of time.
time you do invite him, it's a problem.
There's always an issue. Just fucking show up. What's the problem, man? Who are you?
I forget the last thing I invited him to, and he was like, well, is it okay if I tell you tomorrow
Well, he
or
invited me
closer to the
an election
event?
night party, and I said, I have already going to some parties. Can I come to that one and another one? He said, no, I'm just coming to. If you want to come, just come to this one. I said, okay. Well, I already obligated myself to another one. Thank you
Right,
very much.
but every time it's something with you. It's never like yes or no.
And who is looking for him? No one.
And he gives you that look,
No.
like I got a problem.
You know what? I get along very well with people.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
What
do.
people?
How many friends do you have?
I have lots of
Aren't you-
friends.
Yeah, sure you do.
Let's compare our MySpace page, man. Come on.
Well, you got me there.
I do, Howard. I have lots of friends. Lots
MySpace,
of
you got
close
me.
friends.
You definitely have more people in your MySpace
But it's not
page.
just me. You have.
You have a MySpace page because you
I
have
don't
no
have
friends.
a MySpace page.
Yeah.
But why do you let everything bother you so much?
You bother me. And
What?
Gary's decision bothers me. It bothers me when people don't think.
I don't.
Gary built a theater where when he has more than 8 people, his wife goes, you'll have to take the shitty seat.
And I think the decision was it's worth having.
All
a
right, good.
bar in
All
the
right, I'm
room.
glad what you think. It's worth having a bar in a theater. You're so fucking retarded. That's a retarded thought. It is. Even Artie's laughing at you. And Artie's had some retarded
I'm
thoughts.
laughing at the whole situation. But Benj, we've been working here for about the same amount of time. You know you didn't think Howard throwing a dinner at Danielle. You know that's not a casual dinner with friends. You know you got to be on
It's
time.
not TGI Friday.
Yeah,
It's not like a barbecue either, where it's kind of open-ended. People kind of show up when they show
and you
up.
know what? You know what? I'll tell you why you're out of your mind, and you really got to work on this because people aren't going to put up with it. If you'd come in and said, you know what, a terrible thing happened to me. I was on my way here and I got hit by a car, or something terrible. But you walk in and go, I thought that if it's more than 4 people, you could wait to come. Like, but why would you wait? Just come at time.
And
Why
it's
would I make a
rude
dinner?
to everyone else
Why would
at
I
the
make a dinner at 7 o'clock so you could come at 7:20 or 7:30?
It's the more than 4 people rule.
I apologize
Yeah,
that it
of
upset
course.
you. It was a nice dinner, and I apologize that it upset you.
And then you don't
I can
eat.
see maybe I'm
and
not
then you didn't
seeing
eat
it.
anything, and then we have to wait for you. That was even more bizarre.
Even that, the food, the ordering,
I'm not
everything
through
was a
dinner.
problem.
He finally orders something, and they won't order an appetizer. Everyone's having an appetizer.
Right.
Okay, fine. I order him an appetizer.
Then he asked everybody at the table, "Do you want my appetizer?"
No,
Nobody
I
was
didn't
getting an
know if you
appetizer.
were- it was me.
He goes, "I got one coming. Would you like it?" It is
just
like
wanted-
chaos.
And then he won't eat his main course.
Right.
No,
We all
Howard-
finish the main course.
Howard.
He's just all sitting there, and then finally we're ready to order dessert, and he goes to.
And he's
He
still
says to the
holding
waiter.
on it.
He
Yeah.
says to the waiter, "This is the kicker. I'm not done eating yet." So now we're all sitting there waiting to order dessert for 10 fucking minutes, and he still doesn't eat his entree.
That's exactly why you should show up on time.
Listen,
Yeah, you don't start eating before us so you can finish on
I would
time.
be happy to.
You're
but
so fucked, and you're so fat. You know you want to just fucking slosh everything down. What's that waiting to eat?
And I'm
shtick?
not going to get an appetizer.
I'm fat because
like
I'm
you
not
don't
hungry.
eat much.
I'm not hungry.
I have
No,
a
you're hungry.
glandular issue.
Dude, you're
I
fat.
never-
You eat.
Yeah, I overeat.
Eat.
But when I'm social,
Oh, but when you're with us, you don't overeat.
no.
Well, now there's the time to overeat.
But also, if I had let the waiter take the food, you'd be like, I just spent this much on the food, and now he's giving it back.
So eat it in the appropriate time.
I would
Everybody's,
take it in a doggy bag. I don't
everybody's
care. Just
plate
take-
was empty, but yours. Seriously, like they gave us plenty of time to eat.
And listen, the lateness has nothing to do with it. 'Cause I
you're
started
such
eating
a
the same
fucking
time you guys did.
maniac, man. Your parents
No,
must
I
have
know,
just
but-
totally raised you like in an environment where you got to do whatever you wanted.
I've met
not
his
true.
parents.
Do you not-
His parents are fine. Benji's fucked up.
Hey, I got a wheel spin for you. Lisa pulls me aside in the hallway yesterday. This is off the air. And she says, I'm really worried about Artie's penis.
Why?
She's like, again, she brought this up before. She said she's I
He's
looked at the picture.
deflecting.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, but let's hear this. I mean, you
That
got
is
me.
She
that's
said,
creepy.
I looked at the picture again, and there's no like penis bulge, and I think that the heroin's shrinking his penis.
Did you really
And
say this?
and
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
did.
I was like,
Let me see
Lisa,
that
I don't know that
picture.
heroin does that. Maybe it does.
Lisa's focused on your crotch.
Yeah.
Lisa,
I tried
really,
to
that
explain
is
her
the
how penis
creepiest
is
thing
It
I've
is
ever
not
heard.
creepy. It's the
Gross
truth.
sometimes.
What are you doing looking at Artie's
Your hands,
crotch?
you're all bloated. Your hands are bloated, and you have no
No.
penis.
Lisa, what are you
Lisa,
talking
he's wearing
about?
sweatpants. How would you see his
Right.
penis? Look, I'm looking at it.
Well, if he had one, maybe you would see
Oh, you
something.
can see outline of balls and dick a
No,
little
you
bit.
don't.
First of all,
Let me take a look,
this
because
is-
I really didn't look at that.
But that's the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
What do you think? His cock's inverted?
I think it's shrunk.
No.
From what? How would you know?
Well, she thinks the heroin might have done something to it.
You're that worried
Benji
about...
did really well
That's how
deflecting.
any man would look in sweatpants.
No,
You think so?
Yeah.
They're bunched up.
I think you're up base on that.
Now, Lisa,
And how do you know they didn't airbrush? Maybe he bulged so much they airbrushed
Lisa's trying to be outrageous now with the
No,
Lisa.
I'm not.
the
Yes, you are.
Lampanelli
Yeah.
connection.
No, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Yes, you. I mean, you're being weird now. That's actually
Why
weird.
don't you show your penis to Lisa? Take her in a
I
private
actually,
room.
might,
wants it.
I actually might go to Human Resources now.
Yeah, I think you're being sexually harassed.
I have to say, yeah, this show, I don't know whether this is, but it can't be. It's got to be all from the same show. Yeah, this must be the whole thing, but it has literally gone from person to person, and it's like everybody's throwing each other under the bus. Like, this is quite a brutal show. Like, yeah, everybody's kind of getting a go, and it's like crazy confrontational. It's good though, I have to say.
I have to agree with that. At first, I thought it was a joke.
Lisa, that's gross.
You're staring at pictures of his penis.
you're
I'm
not
not
being-
staring at it. It just kind of when
What
he
picture
doesn't
have
have
you
one.
seen of a guy where you can see his cock?
It's not that you can see it, but I mean, if you have something to show, usually there's some
but
kind
he's
of
wearing pants.
right,
I'm
and there's
seeing-
nothing there.
You know, in a way, you're right. That I'm looking at like you can see the outline of my dick right here.
You see a little something. Oh, Howard, don't show up. I'll be so embarrassed.
I mean, she wants to see it.
You're looking down at yourself?
Yeah, I can see it. But
There's
anyway,
always a little something.
Let me, Artie, stand up now. See if we can see any little bulge.
Then he's wearing sweatpants again.
Well, then this is a perfect test.
See, turn around.
Now you can see it.
I see his dick.
You can see the head of his cock.
Big and thick.
And it's going to go in your mouth.
Why don't you try a bowl of Diet Cottage cheese first?
All right.
In your mouth?
In your mouth.
Let's see. Robin, how would it work? Let's say me, you, Gary, Mary, Artie, Fred, Benji, JD, Sal, and Richard
Well, it's already too many people.
No, that's 12, I believe. I think I'm right, but I might have lost count.
Well,
first of all-
definitely J.D., Sal, and Richard have to take stool.
No. First
So
of all,
don't you think Gary should have to take this?
Robin watches everything from the man cave because that's clearly the place to be. The
No,
theater's
I
stupid.
said you do Super Bowl in the man cave.
Right.
No, but aside from Robin's comment, does Robin get a good chair?
Listen, my guests will always get a good chair.
But then you got to choose a couple of guests to sit in the bad chair.
Yeah, who's sitting on a stool?
Yeah.
Well, right now I only have 3 stools, so that's Mary and I, and I'd say
You going to
Sal.
put your wife in the bad chair?
It's her idea. I'm telling you. She's the one. She tells me we're having this party. We were watching Slumdog Millionaire, right?
Right.
Right, some of the neighbors over. She tells me.
Hey, can you give me a copy of that for my parents?
Yeah. If
My,
I still,
my
if I,
mom and dad want to see it.
I think I have a copy
All
of
right.
it.
And they're old. They can't get to the theater.
So she tells me in advance we invited 3 couples, so that's 8 people. Then at the last minute we invited another couple. So I'm like getting ready to go down. Mary says, we'll sit in the stools, and I was like, why? And she's like, because we're
you're the
we're
host.
the host.
Right? She's right.
Oh, so Mary and Gary are taking 2 of the stools. Who gets
That's
the
right.
3rd stool?
Yeah.
Sal.
Sal. All right.
Because I need to keep an eye on him.
First of all, Howard's leaving early, so I'm taking his chair.
But you see, I would feel so guilty. I'd say to Mary, "I'll sit in this stool. You can have the good chair." And
See,
there's
right
the rub.
away
But I don't have the
now,
choice.
Your guests are taking stools.
I'm going
right,
to give
right.
up my chair for Mary.
I see.
Uh-oh. Baba Booey's going to sneeze.
It went away.
He just made the strangest face.
I
I thought he was having a spell.
I got a tickle running around in there.
I thought you were having a seizure.
Yeah, I know.
Really? Do we need to call someone?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with your home theater. I can't tell you how freaked out I am.
By the way, I just want to say I'm going to plug something. It's going to be featured in Sound and Vision magazine. They're doing
Your
a
home
big piece
theater?
on it.
I'm going to be getting a copy of that.
You will be.
Does it show the stools and the
Oh,
bar?
it had the photographs have been taken, but it'll show everything.
Okay.
Hey, Gary, what is that gadget Gary thing you do? That's not you're gonna be on the news doing like suggesting gadgets.
Yeah,
and stuff?
Howard. I'm going on CW11 a week from this Friday, and I'm going to be the gadget guy. I'm going to be showing cool new
Oh,
gadgets.
that's cool.
Yeah, you're into all that high-tech
Yeah.
stuff anyway.
Hey, by the way, Scott the engineer is really angry that Gary has a home theater. Even
What's
with
wrong?
whether it's built right or not. He's like, doesn't it piss? He's going around telling everyone, doesn't it piss you off that Gary even has a home theater?
Are you surprised that Scott secretly counts people's money behind their
Yeah,
back?
I know,
And
but-
now he'll come in here and deny it all.
Exactly.
That's what
Right.
really
I
pisses
never
you off. He
said
won't even
that.
own up to what
Why don't you
what
tell
a
the truth
mess
for
he
once?
is.
I will.
Yeah.
See, now it's gone on to someone else. This show is brutal. I'm kind of glad because at first I was thinking, well, what's this got to do with Artie and Howard fighting? But this has actually been crazy. Like, it's just going from person to person. Now this guy's being thrown under the bus. But hold on, 2 secs. Come back and finish it in a minute. Yeah, let's carry on.
Everyone.
You're angry, right?
I'll absolutely tell the truth, and I'm not angry. And I said it to my intern.
Yeah, what'd
As
you
a
say?
joke, right?
I said, I'm going to go try and piss Sal off. And I wanted to see if he'd come and tell you. And he did. He went right to you.
Meanwhile,
Went right to you.
But meanwhile, you had the thought.
Right.
No. I wanted to try and piss Sal off. And I told my intern, I'm going to go and try and piss Sal off. So when it goes back to Howard, you know that I was doing that.
All right.
And he'll verify it if you
Meanwhile,
want.
but meanwhile, you had the thought.
Sal,
You're so full of you're so full of
No,
shit.
go get my intern.
He bitches every goddamn day about everything.
Why don't you just run to Howard? Why don't you just run in here and just fucking open your mouth?
Wait, hold on,
hey,
Scott. I passed
hey,
you
if I
in the
ever told
hallway.
you a secret and you could hold it in,
If you told
that'd
me
be
it was
amazing.
if you told me it was a secret out of respect, like
You're such a fucking asshole.
Scott, you've told me a lot of secrets.
See,
Trust me that I've never said.
Okay.
You passed me in the hallway and said. How? Because you said never mind the stools. How pissed are you that cocksucker has his own home theater?
That's right. I
Yeah.
did say that.
So you
And
are
you-
bitter
and you-
about
I don't
it.
care
I
if you
told
think
my
it's
intern I was going to tell
Yeah,
it to
but
you to try to
meanwhile-
piss you off.
But Scott, you still had the thought.
But I'm not pissed. What do I give
You're
a shit?
pissed off, Scott.
I'm not
A lot of
pissed.
truth is said
so
in jest.
pissed.
I don't give a shit.
I sometimes Scott one time drove me home, Howard. We got in his car. It's this little piece of shit jalopy, it's putting away. And Scott goes, "Look at my limousine."
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Freud would argue.
I don't
that
know.
you
I go
really
home.
are
I got a
mad.
nice, comfortable, recliner. I don't have a
See?
stool.
He's bitter.
I got a stool. I don't care. I don't. He's
You
got a
watch
stool.
TV on a recliner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you make more sense than he
Do you
does.
keep the comfortable chair when guests come in?
I got 2 comfortable recliners and a nice, comfortable couch in my den, and it's fine with me.
You have a TV?
Yeah, a little
Wow.
like 19-inch. No, I have a TV.
I can't even believe it.
I have an HD TV too.
Can you
believe
believe
it?
he has a TV?
Really?
He gets pissed at every. He was pissed when I mentioned all the people going to Gary's theater in my imaginary scenario, and I didn't
And you
mention
didn't
him.
mention him.
Yeah, I get reports on you all the time. All right, thank you, Scott.
What?
What? Yes, Ralph.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Can I do an impression of Gary on the wrap-up show?
Sure.
So here's the deal. Like I was telling the news department earlier, Howard had 4 hours to fill. I knew something was going to happen. I never know who it's going to be. Blah, blah, blah. Like the wrap-up show becomes him saying that, it was just a bit. You're not real. You don't really think it was stupid.
I do.
That was just a bit,
I'll tell you one thing I do know, Ralph. I think you're stupid.
I wouldn't build a home theater and then put, like, a bench in it.
Right?
I mean, that's retarded.
You want comfy chairs. That's the fun of a home theater.
And he won't admit that he's wrong.
He just won't rip it out and just take care of it.
You want to hear something really retarded?
A guy who's got way too much money. Like, in what world would Bob Cooley ever have a home theater?
Right. Okay. Listen to what goes on in Ralph's world. Guy's got an HD television. Right. Giant HD television. You watching any HD programming, Ralph?
No.
Why not?
Well, yeah, actually, I am. Blu-ray.
No, but how come Ralph is too cheap or can't get HD? He won't get HD.
I'm just not a fucking glutton. I don't need you have to have everything, Gary. I mean,
Ralph, why would you think it's gluttonous? Hold on. You think it's gluttonous to buy an HD television, spend all that money, and not have HD cable? You think that's gluttonous?
Well, I'm not going to pay an extra $100.
Because you're a cheap fuck.
I'm not going to pay an extra $100 a month just so I can get my picture a little better.
And why'd you buy the TV?
Why aren't you satisfied with what you have? That's the big.
All right, guys. If you can pick it up on the wrap-up show.
You don't think that that's stupid?
Well, I have a feeling that Ralph doesn't want to pay for the cable, so what he does is he watches Blu-ray and DVD on his high-def television.
Why would Gary? Seriously, why would it pay an extra $100 just to get HD?
First of all, I can't believe it costs $100 to get HD.
It does.
With cable.
I don't want to bore you with the math, but it does.
All right. Hey, anyway, guys, you can take it up on the wrap-up show. I'm sure it'll be fascinating.
But again, Ralph just sits at home all day. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't produce anything. He doesn't generate anything. I'm not even sure he still gets a check from you, but he's got a plethora of opinions.
Somebody had to get hit, and it was my turn.
But keep talking. It'll be your turn, dickface.
Not my turn.
All right, Ralph, thank you for your thoughts.
This is me, and then it went to Artie, and then Benji. And
I think what I'm hearing is somebody who was jealous that they didn't save his money for the last 20 years to have his own home theater.
No, I have a home theater.
Yeah.
My couch is in front
without
of
HD television.
He's got a screen and he's got a couch.
Yeah, that's my home theater, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, enough with the home. All right.
It's causing all kinds of rifts. This
Is it enough, Howard?
That's enough. It's officially over. Yes, Dave.
Hey, Howard, it is generally an honor to talk to you. I gotta chime in though. After this home theater thing, I used to be in this business for 7-8 years, and the fact is that if the client was a complete asshole, I would let him spend his money on whatever they wanted.
Right. What do you care? Yeah.
Exactly. But the fact is, if they were decent people, I mean, they truly listen, etc. The first thing I'd tell them is, when you're building a theater, understand it's for movies. Okay, have a kitchen outside the room,
right.
Or a bar area outside the room. The other thing that they would try to do is, we want speakers in our dining room, and I tell them, listen, dining is for conversing. We're going to talk here, and the rest of the house, just turn up the volume just a little bit.
Right, just so you have a little ambiance.
Right.
Exactly. You put the comfortable seats in the theater because it's a theater and not a nightclub.
Yeah,
and
you know what it is? It's a case of wanting to cram everything into that one room. In other words, I'm going to have my eating area. I'm
Make
going
it
to have
multi-purpose.
Yeah, we're going to have guests. We're going to serve food. It's a theater. It's for a theater experience.
Can I ask you a question?
Dave, as a man in the business, thank you for calling in because that's my point.
Yeah.
No, it's a man who used to be in the business.
No, yeah,
I think he said he's out of. Are you still in it?
I still do it on the side. I built theaters all over the country. A lot of them in magazines that you're published in, Gary. And again, I'm a techie guy, so I really like the things you say. But I do have to go with Howard on this one for the sole reason. Again, it's a family or guests sitting in a comfortable environment.
The room has a purpose. In other words, as you say, would I build a dining room and then put a greenhouse in it? I mean, you don't have to. In other words, it has a distinct purpose. It's
2
a
minutes
home
ago,
theater.
you said it was enough.
I know. Well, Dave
this
got
guy
me charged
called
up.
in.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
didn't
you're
realize
still fighting.
He knows what.
I didn't realize a professional home theater guy was going to call.
Yeah, that's a weird thing too, because almost any guy could be a professional home theater guy.
That's bullshit.
He understands that too. Like you could just say you're one.
No,
but there's a lot of guys who do it who aren't that good
Well,
at it.
you're right, but I'm CEDIA certified. I've done this for a long time. And Gary, I'm not going against. I've had clients do it, but again, they were the idiots that didn't listen. Not that you're an idiot.
But I got to tell you, this was
Dave. Dave.
Yeah.
I'm building a swimming pool in my den. What do you think of that? I'm going to combine the purposes of the room.
If you're not going to listen to me, I think it's a great idea. But otherwise, hey, why?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't know what the bro fight gonna be, but this whole show has been pretty rowdy. Tensions are high. Do you know what I mean? It like literally everyone's kind of had a go, has had a little go in the barrel. It's different to like O&A, where O&A everyone's kind of friends and it's brutal, but it's more brutal like in terms of taking the piss out of each other. This actually feels more like, do you know what I mean? Tensions is like people are getting annoyed and whatever. But yeah, we'll carry it on. Yeah. Because so far this has been a rowdy show, so God knows what's going to trigger Artie versus Howard. But yeah, anyway, that's part one. That's the reaction.